You are now listening to TBL on silverandblackpride.com.
This play used to be run with Henry Ruggs, and we got Darren Waller on the choice route, Hunter Ripper on the shallow. But I want you guys to watch Tyrann Mathieu here, okay?
You see the ball is out here. He's breaking on the ball. I think if he got a little closer.
Everybody, we are back. It is Tape Don't Lie. It is your favorite Raiders podcast, favorite Raiders channel, favorite Raiders everything. You guys already know what to do. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Subscribe. Make sure you give us if you want to leave a comment, go ahead and leave a comment. Go ahead and hit the like button as well. Hit the like button. Hit the dislike button if you don't like it. Leave a comment if you don't like it. All right. So, yeah, we're here. We're reviewing the Chiefs game, the 48-9 debacle out in Arrowhead that just started off super duper ugly from the jump. Offense had 5 turnovers on the day. Definitely a very ugly day, but it was an interesting game. I mean, because it seemed like every time they made a play, they just fumbled. Or then they made a play or they fumbled. And then they dropped the ball. And then they dropped another one. And of course, there's this pressure every single second, which I'm going to show. I'm basically going to show every single pressure. We're going to go around 22 pressures because one.
I mean,
go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
It's the offense. Yeah, did they crap the bed? Of course. You know, you can't say anything about that. But it's not like, it's not like the defense played great and it's just no, I'm about to show you some stuff on the defensive side. You're gonna be like, okay, this is they had no chance of winning this game. Yeah. They clearly weren't in the right headspace. It's really funny because I feel like, correct me if I'm wrong, you might have done a little bit more digging into this than I did, but it was Unique Ngakoue that got everyone to huddle up on the logo, right? On the Chiefs logo. Yeah. And this guy gave up contain 4 times and allowed Patrick Mahomes to get outside the pocket and make a first down. Yeah. Or scramble and throw that circus catch, that 50-yard bomb across the field, way across the field or whatever. That was Unique Ngakoue giving up contain. So he wasn't even ready to go, So, I mean, there was a million mistakes. It was every other play was a mistake on defense. It was definitely their worst game all year. And then the other worst game was the other Chiefs game, right?
Yeah, but it's interesting that you brought that up. I mean, because everybody, once they wanted Derek Carr to start a fight there. People wanted Derek Carr to jump in front of everybody and start a fight with the defense at that point. But people don't understand how NFL locker rooms work. There's defensive captains and there's offensive captains, and that was a defensive thing. That was a defense. He tried to get the offense going. That's why you saw Foster Moreau kind of go over there with his head down. But you saw Roger Teamer behind him, other defense, Trayvon Mullins on the camera. You know what I mean? That was a defensive thing.
It was defense.
They came out there and got wiped. It was a defense. I mean, because I think the Chiefs defense didn't really have that big of a response to it, in my opinion. I think the Chiefs offense had a bigger response to what that was because it was the defense out there. It wasn't Derek Carr and them were out there. It was Trayvon Mullen and them at the crowd and Roger Teamer and and the defensive players. They were hyped. They were the ones on that thing, and they woke up the beast.
Yeah. It's unfortunate that this is what we're talking about right now. But I feel when the defense was doing that and everything like that, I feel like there's probably people from the offense being yo, chill. We're not ready for that. We're not ready for that.
Yeah, you can see Foster Moreau came with his head down yo, what are we doing? Right. Yo, they know who the quarterback is on the other side. And he's 20 for 24. You know what I mean? He barely left the pocket. He's like, oh, that's what we're doing. I'm just gonna stay in the pocket all day and just. Good Lord. Yeah. Anyways,
that's pretty funny. So I mean, it was obviously roundhouse, beating, but I think that there are some silver linings in it, in that we know that the staff is not going to be here next year, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think that. There have been we've seen good things from Olsen. We've seen some good things from Bradley. I don't think that it's enough, though, to be constantly competitive, especially in the AFC West, the way that it's trending in this division. I don't think that these coaches are going to be good enough to get the Raiders over the hump. And maybe in the time being, if like this team like did something and maybe it was like potentially like a wild card or something like that, that might like going and losing in the first round of the playoffs and then keeping your coaching staff for like a couple years because of that, right? Versus losing now and then getting a new coaching staff. I don't know. I feel like it just rips the Band-Aid off quicker. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah. People love the whole, let's get dragged to a wild card beat down. So they love that thought process of getting dragged and watching, just watching on January. I guess January, 8th, just watching your team in the playoffs. I guess kind of gives you like some kind of feeling. But I mean, if they make it, they're still gonna get waxed by whoever they play. I don't know who they're gonna play. That they're gonna go to like a division winner, right? I mean, let's imagine they go play the Titans. Even if they go play the Titans, I mean, this offense ain't ready for that defense. At this point, they would get Jeffrey Simmons is having like his big year. They would just get wiped off the field. So at this point, they're just mediocre. There's they're super average on both sides of the ball. So I mean, that's kind of where we're at. So
yeah, for sure. You want to jump into your breakdown first, or you want me to go first?
Let me get mine up here. You got yours up and ready?
I'm up.
Yeah,
right.
Go ahead.
All right, so let me jump into my breakdown here. First things first, I'm going to talk about the Chiefs pass rush and what they did to stop the Raiders pass rush here. Okay, so what I want you to notice, as soon as Patrick Mahomes puts his hands up, you see Yannick Ngakoue, he's getting out of his stance. Okay, and the Raiders definitely came in knowing Patrick Mahomes' cadence and trying to guess it, trying to jump it, and you see he's pressured right there. Okay, so Patrick Mahomes, credit to him. Watch him. Okay, watch his hands. As soon as they come up, what happens? These guys jump. You see the hand comes up. Yannick Ngakoue's hands come up, right? Mm-hmm. He jumps. They're trying to time the snap, okay? And they did a great job, the Chiefs, adjusting. Mahomes showing his hands, but the ball's not snapped yet. Getting these free plays caused the Raiders to jump off sides multiple times. Here's another example. Okay, you see Mahomes' hands up. Okay, the ball is not coming though. Okay, I want you to watch Max Crosby here. Oh, rocks forward a little bit when he sees Mahomes get his hands up. Right, Mahomes is doing this to throw off the Raiders' pass rush, and it worked. Okay, got to keep on getting free 5 yards, throwing and making them not get that great get off. Now another thing that they did. Okay, from snap to throw, a lot of these plays got out of Patrick Mahomes' hands in under 2 seconds. You can't rush the passer in under 2 seconds. Getting the ball out quick, that's another way of stopping the pass rush. But the most important thing that they did, okay, I want you to watch. Yannick Ngakoue is getting chipped by the tight end. Max Crosby is getting chipped by the back, okay? Mahomes now has time to run around here, and when you hold the ball this long, cover 3 doesn't work anymore, okay? You can't have a 7-second, 8-second, drop with the quarterback. So, again, when they were able to get good pass rush snaps, watch Mahomes' hands. As soon as his hands come up, the ball is snapped. These guys can get off. Watch. Are they chipping? No chip, just a straight drop back, and he's under pressure. So the Raiders can't do it, but obviously, they got out-schemed. Here's another one. As soon as Mahomes' hands come up, these pass rushers are out of their stance. Malcolm Kuntz, long arm, inside move, finish for a sack. But again, they kept on doing, when they did want to hold the ball, when they did want to drop back, they kept on getting these chips. You see Max Crosby getting chipped by the tight end here, okay? Coming across the field over here. This back is going to come. Chip Yannick Ngakoue right here. And then also watch this guard just unload and finish on Max Crosby right there. They were pass protecting, okay? They really wanted it, and you saw it. The proof's in the pudding. This defense doesn't work if you don't have a pass rush, okay? Now, also, they were missing Denzel Perryman. All right, so a lot of people said, Devon Diablo, he's playing for Denzel Perryman. That was actually incorrect. Devon Diablo is playing weak side linebacker, and it's Corey Littleton who's playing middle linebacker here where Denzel Perryman usually plays. Okay, and watch this play here. We're going to get an insert lead block from the tight end, and Corey Littleton needs to fill with his outside arm and leg free on this play. And watch Corey Littleton trying to fill, just gets folded, right? Completely folded. That's not his game, right? So we're missing Denzel Perryman. Here's another one, goal line. I'd like to think Denzel Perryman shoots this gap right here and just makes a huge tackle for a loss, okay? I'd like to think that. Even if he doesn't and he goes around the block right here, like Corey Littleton does, which is fine. This is perfectly fine. I think Denzel Perryman gets his head on the correct side, runs his feet, wraps up, and drives and finishes that tackle right there. Okay, so they're missing Denzel Perryman. They subbed Corey Littleton out of the game. After that, they were like, okay, no more. And KJ Wright played Mike linebacker for the rest of the game. And you see KJ Wright here, number 34. He does a great job recognizing, we have a little underhand scoop pass here, puts the brakes on, contacts that ball carrier, helps make a little stop at the goal line. So he was all right. Now, when they needed to get into base personnel, Diablo wasn't ready to play weak side linebacker in base. They probably haven't gone through that package in a long time, to be quite honest with you. Okay, so Littleton is at Will. Now Markel Lee is at Mike, and KJ Wright is over here at the Sam linebacker. Watch Markel Lee. You see him. Okay, he's looking for this ball carrier, right? And he kind of jumps one way. The hole is here. I think if he got a hand on him, I think Denzel Perryman would have made that tackle. I don't know. Maybe I'm just, guessing a little bit, but I think Denzel Perryman would have helped erase some of those mistakes, some of those critical errors that we saw. Okay, and now there's just mistakes here, okay? This is an interesting play. This right here is Trayvon Merrick. He's playing man-to-man coverage on Travis Kelce. Okay, he's the draw. Okay, he's been doing this since the first Chiefs game. Now, we get a short motion. And I think Merrick, being relatively new to playing this spot, he probably doesn't have a full command, and the coaches haven't gone through all the adjustments and the checks that you can get into. But when you have a short motion, when you have a stack like this, you probably want to do something. You want to banjo this. You want to vice it. You want to trade it off with the weak side linebacker or something. Okay, and in this case, that doesn't happen. You see, we got two receivers here now. Littleton has to get over or under the screen, almost like a basketball play, right? But look at this mess that Corey Littleton has to get around in order to get to this wheel route, right? And when he goes underneath, Mahomes just throws it quick, okay? And it's a big-time play for a score. All right, it's just Trayvon Merrick maybe not having, the full grasp of the defense. Now, the Raiders come out, or the defense comes out, and they're playing cover 3 against a 2-by-2 formation. We got 1, 2 on this side, 1, 2 on this side, and then the back in the backfield. Against a 2-by-2 formation, we got to play the backside a little different. Okay, you can't just play spot drop cover 3 because then the seam is going to be wide open, right? Now, what they've started to do is that they've started to overlap this corner over the top. Okay, and Abram will play the curl flat player, and then that weak side linebacker, who in this case is Diablo, will be the hook curl player. Now, they started doing this adjustment, and they started doing it like this recently in the last few weeks. So I guess Devon Diablo didn't get that call because you see they're both out here, right, on that flat route. No one's here to cover Travis Kelce. Okay, just the easy pitch and catch. You can't make mistakes like this against the Chiefs. You just can't. Okay. Here's another one. This is a really interesting one. Watch the body language here from Nate Hobbs. Okay, he is coming down here to blitz off the edge. And when we get the motion back to the other side of the field, this is a package blitz. And so Hobbs backs out, and he's going to be in coverage, and now it's going to be Devon Diablo who's going to blitz because of the motion. They package this blitz this way, and they do a great job on the back end. KJ Wright taking the tight end, Abram coming down here on that flat route. They do a great job passing everything off. This is a fire zone coverage that they're in, but Mahomes breaks the pocket. Okay, so let's check it out. Remember how we talked about how Nate Hobbs was supposed to blitz, but then they checked out of it because of the motion? So we see that motion. We see KJ Wright talking to him. Okay, we see Devon Diablo. He's gonna come. He's coming right now. Okay, so what happened? Over here, Yannick Ngakoue, he's still thinking Nate Hobbs is coming off the edge right here. So he's opening up this alley. Okay, but he obviously didn't get that call. Okay. The coverage did fine, but the pass rush didn't do fine. And even you see, look at Yannick Ngakoue. He's like, I thought you were coming. I thought you were coming off the edge here to Nate Hobbs, right? So he's confused. He didn't get that call in. Right? That's another mistake. And then even here, this is just Trayvon Mullen. Welcome back. He's going to get a little stutter go here. Against the Chiefs on the outside. Just watch him. Welcome back. 10 weeks off. He slips. You make one little false move like that against the Chiefs. And it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough to be able to do that. And I have more mistakes than that. It was almost like every other play was really a mistake, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
That being said, there were some good things like we talked about. We showed the Malcolm Kuntz thing. I thought that people would like to see Malcolm Kuntz. His pass rush. I was diving into his game. I was trying to watch him. I didn't really see many other good things, honestly. But that pass rush was a good looking pass rush, right? So got to give him that. And then I would say that the Raiders played probably more too high looks than they have all year.
Yeah.
Someone said, I saw someone floating around saying that it was like 28%. I think it would probably be a little higher than that, but
yeah,
it's still not a big part, obviously, of Bradley's game at this point. And there wasn't anything when I was going through the game where I was like, oh, I've never seen that look before, or I've never seen them do this before. And I was really hoping I would see that, and I didn't see that. So kind of disappointed, honestly, in Gus Bradley's play calling as well.
Yeah. Like I said, man, it was bad all around. I mean, you could just tell they're all confused, or the defense is kind of, they're all over the place a little bit. I mean, from that Crew show, man, it didn't look good at all. They didn't look very, especially like it's week 14, and you're like missing that type of thing. You see emotion as a defensive end. You figure you would get that call. That seems pretty simple. That seems pretty, like, doesn't seem pretty complex there. You see emotion. You should know, okay, based on your calls, that everything should switch. I mean, that's pretty bad. That's pretty, and then to allow that to happen and that first down, they haven't really been good on third down in weeks. I mean, I've been pointing that out, and people get mad when you point out the defense hasn't been playing very well for some reason. I don't know why. I mean, they're 31st in EPA since the bye. I mean, they have not been playing well. They're allowing a lot of yards. They're allowing a lot of first downs. I really feel like the teams just like watch the Broncos and Eagles in garbage time, and they're like, you know what? Maybe we just did that during the whole game. we could just continuously move the ball on them, and that's what they're doing. And they're like the Washington game. The Washington had that 7-minute drive, but didn't score a point. But then, the Raiders don't get the ball back until there's 1:49 left. And Washington basically did its job. So they're not stopping anybody at this point. So we could act like they are. We could try to make it seem like they are. But there's no numbers that are saying that. There's no film that's saying that. There's nothing saying that they're stopping anybody.
Yeah.
So.
Right. You hit it right on the head right there. What this defense is all about is getting pressure on the quarterback, dropping to a spot, and hopefully, if everything goes right, the defenders are able to put their foot in the ground and break on the ball before they even get to their landmark, because the pass rush is coming. Okay. Yeah. And the reason why you can't play single high against Patrick Mahomes, okay, is because if you're playing cover 3, right, like they have rules. In the NFL, you go to college, you go to the NFL, they're going to talk about like, oh, okay, you're going to pass your guy off to this guy at like 18 yards down the field. If we're talking about secondary, if we're talking about linebackers, you're talking about like 12 yards, stuff like that, right? But Mahomes is like, we're talking about 50 yards down the field right now,
Yeah.
From Mahomes, like cover 3, like you have a zone down there, 45 yards down the field. No, you don't. It's just every man for himself, Yeah. And so if the pass rush doesn't get there, and they did a great job. It was really fun, honestly, just like the football fan of me, watching all the little things that they did to stop the Raiders pass rush, because that's all they got, right? And once they were able to get them off their, make them jump off sides and have thinking about their get off and stuff like that. Once they're able to get in, it was over. It was curtains,
Yeah, it's just being out coached. That's coaching. You go on the sideline like, hey, they're jumping off your cadence. That's if it's the Raiders, because the Chiefs were doing the same thing. I mean, they were jumping off the cadence. They were jumping off the ball. They knew when Derek Carr's cadence and all that stuff too. But there's no coaching. You gotta have that coaching on both sides to make that adjustment. I mean, Derek Carr can't go over there and just make the exact adjustment. I mean, that has to be a team offensive adjustment, so everybody knows the snap count, right? So everybody knows what he's doing before he snaps. So, yeah, that's coaching right there, bro. That's literally what I was looking at. I was like, oh man, that's a coach come to the sideline. You look at the thing, and the coach is like, hey, you're doing this, yeah,
right,
yeah,
right, yeah. Guy out coached. Got played, yeah, like whatever you want to call it, is Obviously, pretty embarrassing to be like covering. Like we cover the Raiders. We got a Raiders film channel on YouTube. We're going live. We're doing live streams. And the Raiders just got clapped. You're like, come on, Raiders. You're killing us. You're killing us.
Oh, it got clapped, man, big time.
All right, so I'm done. I'm done with my defense side. We could slide into the offense part of the segment of the show. But before we do that, TDL fans, just take a quick moment to hear from our sponsors.
Hey, fellas, this episode of Tape Don't Lie is brought to you by our favorite producers of grooming tools, Manscaped. The global leaders in below-the-waist grooming are leaving 2021 with a new product. Clean yourself into the new year with their ultra premium body wash. Also, special offer alert, use the code TDL for 20% off plus free shipping at manscaped.com. 4 million men already trust Manscaped. Time to join them.
All right, so offense, obviously, we're going to talk about pass protection, and we're going to talk about turnovers, fumbles. Anything else?
I mean,
go over them?
I really didn't go over too many of the fumbles. I mean, I'll probably do that in the Carfax a little bit more. But I did go over the pass protection. I mean, you're going to see some of the fumbles. But I went over pass protection, and I went over a little bit of Josh Jacobs, just, in the run game. I went over that a little bit, too, at the end. So it was a little bit of a mixture of that. But the pass protection is just it was a laughable experience. I never seen that much pressure on a quarterback from my time of watching quarterbacks for the past couple of years. I've never seen it like that. Never seen it.
Wow.
It was unprecedented. It was literally every play, almost every play, dog. Or every single play, somebody was winning. And then with the worst part of it, which when I'll get to a little bit, is like when the backups came in at the end of the game, it was like 48-9. It was the same thing. It didn't change. I don't know who 97 is, but he's got a future. I don't know who he is. It was also funny on the offensive side too when the backups came in. That's when like Brian Everett started winning. That was pretty interesting too. Right? But anyways, he started winning then. All right, let's get into it.
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
All right.
97 is Alex Okafor. He's that's old school. That's old school.
Can you see it?
Okay, here we go. Go ahead.
You got it? Okay. All right, cool. All right, so we're gonna be going over pass blocking and the run game again today. It feels like we go over that a lot. I did want to give a shout out to my boy John Simpson. I see you, John. No pressure this game. I see you. All right, here we go. So we're gonna start off with this first pressure, right? I wanted to point this out here. Look at Chris Jones. I'm telling you, this is just like they were prepared. Like, see how they got all their hands? You see that? Like Jerron Reeves, he's got this hands. Chris Jones, he's got the hands up. Like they're playing like they're high fiving here. Look at this little high five, just moving his hands with ease, right, and right around with the rip. Sack. This play didn't count. Got a hold on that one, but I'm telling you, every single play, it seemed like. So here's another one, right? This one we got Frank Clark. He's gonna, let's bring it back a little bit. So you see him. See, I talked about this a little bit online about how Colton Miller, he's kind of late with his hands. Sorry, on the radio show this morning. He's been late with his hands. He's always been a little bit late with his hands. All right. I mean, it's kind of like his little bit of a weakness. And the Chiefs made him pay for that today. You kind of could see Frank Clark reminded him of his rookie year. I don't know if you guys remember that performance, but it was basically like that for Colton Miller. It's basically the same thing. And he's lifting him up. And he basically adds a little rip move here, right next to it, right to the quarterback. And that's a 3-step drop. That's 3-step drop there. All right, here we go. Chris Jones on Brandon Parker. Boom, just inside, like he's getting completely lifted up in the air, basically. His pad level, look at it. This is just bad. Everything's bad. Right into a car.
Oh my God.
This is bad. It's every single play here. All right, next one. We got Chris Jones against Alex Leatherwood. Again, here we go. This is This is still the first quarter, guys. Still the first quarter. You just gonna go right around him. Just a nice little swim move inside. Another 3-step drop. Swim move inside, 3-step drop. Quick pressure. Yeah, right there. Just run out of the pocket there, Carr. Run out of the pocket right into Frank Clark. If you just bailed out of the pocket right to Frank Clark, got a safety, you'd be a superstar. All right, here we go. Next one. Oh, Frank Clark again. Here we go. Here comes Frank Clark. Oh, nice little chop move right there. Said he's late with his hands. Got Colton Miller leaning, bend, right around, sack. We'll watch that one more time. I'm gonna show you like how the late hands that I'm talking about. I'm gonna show you the late hands a little bit. See, watch. See, they're striking. His hands are just a little late all the time, right? And he's just so athletic and so big that he's able to, his long arms, he's able to get his hands on you quick. But if you have a really, really good pass rusher that can take advantage of that, this is what happens. It's a sack. All game long. And then we got 98. He wanted to get some too. 98 wanted to get a little piece of Leatherwood. He gave him a little push. Just push the pocket. Melvin Ingram, he's getting his too. You see Melvin Ingram on this side. Let's watch Melvin Ingram over here. Just right into him. High pad level. You like those high pads, huh? Right into the quarterback. Sack. Still the first quarter, guys. Still the first quarter. All right. And it continues. Here we go. Another play action. Just go swim right around Brandon Parker. Alex Leatherwood doesn't block. He doesn't help. Oh, got to check it down. This is still the first quarter. All right, here we go. This is literally every single play. I swear, this is unprecedented. I've never seen anything like this in my life. All right, this is bad. This is when Colt Miller really has some flashback. This is a mean spin move, so I want you guys to prepare for this if you haven't seen it. Oh, my bad. It's not the spin move yet. It's not the spin move yet. Sorry about that, guys. This is a nice little rip around. But there's this mean spin move. It's gonna happen. It's gonna come. It's coming, guys. Right here, nice little rip right there around. This is the good pocket movement. Somebody told me that didn't happen. And then the fumble right there, the flip. All right, you got the fumble right there. All right, here comes the spin move. Sorry, guys, that was just a little early, but Colt Miller was getting beat a lot. I'm sorry here. So here we go. Bring it back on this one. Here's the spin move. So just one more time, guys. Boom, just do it. I was like Max Crosby. It was like he was. I tell you, it's like he was just like, I'm gonna troll Max Crosby. What he did to my tackle, I'm just do it to yours. Boom, right to the ground. Derek Carr avoids it. Foster Road drop. All right, and we're still going. We're still off. All right. Now they got a stunt here. We got a stunt going. So you see the stunt here. Nice little stunt. Attack Brandon Parker. Right. Leatherwood. He's so worried about Chris Jones. Free Frank Clark. Free rusher. You see a blitz is coming too. You see this? This is a nice blitz call with the stunt by Spagnuolo. A little bit of a simulated blitz. You see Ingram. He's backing up here, and then you got the the stunt coming from the inside, right? And you got a blitz coming from outside too. Carr does a nice job getting rid of the football. Got a first down. And it continues. It just continues. Here's Chris Jones again. Quick rip around right to Carr. Carr avoids it, throws it away. This literally could be like 30 sacks. This literally could be like a sack record for a team. Like the Eagles, Giants. Remember the Eagles Giants game like a long time ago? This is basically that. So here's Alex Okafor. He's like, let me get some. I want sub too. Quick pressure again. All right, and then we got another stunt here. I really like this stunt. So they're going to send a blitz, right? So they're going to send 54. Nick Bolton here. This is the backups. We got the backups in here, guys. So you got Nick Bolton. He's coming. Right, you got 97, right? And then you got the defensive tackle. He's going to be attacking this way. So they're going to shift right before, okay? So they're going to shift, and then they're going to blitz here, right? Let's check this out. Boom. Nice little blitz. Quick pressure. Carr gets rid of the football quick. We're not done yet. We're not done yet, guys. We got more. Here we go. Another one. 97. making quick work of Brandon Parker right into him, right? It's just sack everywhere. Sacks. He got sacks. Everybody got sacks. This is all game, guys. All game. All game. It's yeah, there's more. We got another blitz here. Quick pressure. Trey Regis can't pick it up. Carr has to get rid of it. I mean, that's basically everything there. So let's get to the run game. We're gonna start off with the fumble. Okay, we start with the fumble. I want us to start off first with. I want to point out tell. Okay, so you see Brandon Parker. He's looking inside here, right? He's just looking inside, and you notice how nobody else is doing that. Nobody else is doing that. Nobody else is looking at the football, the snap. Okay, this play is going to their left. Okay, so this play is going to their left. That's where Brandon Parker's looking, of course, right? So let's go ahead and run it. Okay, of course, everything goes to the left. So, of course, everybody's crashing left early, right? See the Chiefs, they're already ready to hit all these gaps, right? And I think Jacobs, what he should have did here is just cut it back and get 3 or 4. Cut it back, get 3 or 4. It's really all you can do here. Cut it back, get 3 or 4, play behind your pads, right? But no, he thinks he's Barry Sanders. He wants to bounce it. He's going to try to bounce it, right? And since he tries to bounce it, look how he got the football. It's already coming. Look at Reed's hand. You see Reed's hand? Look at it.
Yep.
They were ready. See that hand right there? Boop. And he's going to knock the ball out. Touchdown. So, yeah, they were ready for every single Raiders tendency. So then we got power O, and I really like this. This is what we need from Jacobs. This is perfect. I love this run. Okay, you can't bounce this, right? You just put your head down and go forward. Go boom. Put your pads 5 yards every time, bro. Just do that.
That's how it should look.
Yeah. Okay. So this I call this one on Twitter a little bit. Here we go once again. Look at Foster Moreau. Look at Willie Gay. So I'm gonna bring this back one more time. Okay. So I want you guys to. Okay. So Willie Gay's head, he's tilted towards Carr, really, just a little bit, right? So we'll go forward, and you see it now. It's tilted back to Foster Moreau. And look where Willie Gay goes, right to the gap. And Jacobs fumbled here too. That's a fumble. I don't know how they missed that. That's a fumble.
And you're saying that he saw Foster Moreau give it away, basically.
Yeah, 100%. Look at him hit the gap, Edie, right there. Boom. That's a tell. You just don't shoot gaps like that. I mean, some special players do, but maybe Willie Gay's a special player. I don't know. We'll see. But he has some tells. This inside zone read is another one. This is what I just want him to play behind his pads, right? So we get the inside zone read, right? Well, it looks like more like power O with the Simpson pulling. But you see right here, there's a hole, right? He just has to play behind his pads and take on Hitchens. You just got to take him on. And you can't try to bounce it, right? You got to take him on and play and make these guys feel you so they can get worn down a little bit. And then we get a hold here because you bounced it, right? Got to make these guys feel you. You got to make them feel you a little bit. Wear them down. Make them not want to tackle you, right? You got another one here with Willie Gay. Come and hit him in the mouth, right? Come and hit, even if he's coming to tackle you, just come and put your pads out, right? But no, you try to juke it and go back inside, right? I mean, that's his problem. It's not that he's missing holes. To me, it's not that he's missing holes. It's like I don't know if he's hurt or something, but he's like avoiding contact. And you see it one more time here, right? Like the counter's not there, okay? So the counter not there. You can't really bounce power runs, okay? And he's going to try to bounce this, but all he has to do is just put his play behind his pads and take one of these two. Take 53 on, right? Take it right there. Get 4 or 5, right? And not, instead you get nothing. And that's what I'm talking about. It's about playing behind your pads. And this is another one. This is kind of one that really got me. So inside zone here, right? And he's got this big old hole. He sees it. Does a great job. He sees it. He's about to go full speed into it, right? But then he sees Jerron Reed and he stops. No, make him tackle you. Make him feel your force and see he spins around. It could have been like a 6 or 7 yard run with some force behind it. Instead, we get like a 4 or 5 yard run. And that's what's wrong with him right now. I don't know. I don't know if that's injuries, which it might be. Maybe something wrong with his shoulder that he's not telling anybody, and he's avoiding putting his shoulder into people. But I mean, I think that's kind of what's happening with this run game a little bit. I think they might need to get Peyton Barber in there a little bit, because Peyton Barber had a couple of good runs at the end where he was playing behind. He's gonna play behind his pads. He's not gonna try to be cute. He's just gonna. And I think that's what the Raiders need a little bit. They need somebody who's not trying to make a 20-yard run every single time. Just go get 4 or 5. They just need 4 or 5. Go get 4 or 5. Play behind your pads, then wear them down. And then by the third quarter, they don't want to tackle you anymore. You're 220 pounds, 5'10", with big old chunk legs, bro. Like, make these guys feel you. Make them feel you every single time. That's how he used to play. That's the thing. That's what kind of we're missing. Because in 2019, that's how he played. And that's why he was able to, at the end of the games, he's able to get going, because they didn't want to tackle him anymore. Analytics people try to act like that's not a thing, but I play corner. It's happened to me. Like, I played corner when I was in high school, and I remember we were up 21-0, and this they were a passing team, and they just started running on us. And by the third quarter, man, I was like, because they were isolating me too. They were motioning me and making me tackle. Right? Yeah. By the third quarter, man, I was like, yo, this dude's big, man. I'm 170 pounds. trying to fill gaps. You know what I mean? It's like a natural thing. Be like, corners, especially if you're hitting corners and linebackers and those guys, they're gonna make some business decisions. They are, and you got to make those guys.
I agree. You got to make them feel it. They're definitely Josh Jacobs has been inconsistent in that area this year, but I also think this offensive line, he clearly doesn't trust them.
Yeah, clearly.
And you don't bounce if you don't bounce constantly bounce if you trust your offensive line.
That's true. You got a good point there, 100%.
Like, it's not like he's there cutting back. No, he's bouncing. And to people who might not understand the difference, okay?
Yeah.
When you're running like to the left, okay, but then you cut back towards the right, that's a cutback. Okay, if you're running to the left and you bounce out wider, right?
Yeah.
That's bouncing it. And obviously there are run schemes where it's okay to bounce, you know what I'm saying? But not every run scheme is it okay to bounce. You don't bounce inside zone and you don't bounce power.
Yeah.
You cut back inside zone and you just hit the hole in power. You don't bounce or anything like that, right?
Yeah.
So if maybe that's on the coaching staff too, being like, okay, Jacobs clearly loves to bounce. We're telling him to stop doing this, and he keeps on doing it. How about you give him a run play where he can bounce it? You know what I'm saying?
Like a pinball sweep.
There you go. Like, come on. Like,
get Leatherwood and
not stopping it. So
get Leatherwood and Simpson in space. You know what I mean? I mean, Leatherwood's a big dude in space. They don't do that enough at all either. But you're right. You're right. I think he's at the point where he doesn't trust them. He's just trying to make plays. And I don't know if that's because the running back coach is gone, right? Kirby, what's his name?
Kirby Wilson.
Yeah, I mean, I think that might have a big factor in some of this too.
Definitely, because
he's gone.
He's doing things a lot different than he has in the past.
Mm-hmm.
He looks like a different player.
Yeah, it's like he's doing his own thing. Like, he doesn't have a coach like, hey, you need to just hit the hole, man. I know sometimes like you don't trust the line, but you just got to hit the hole. I feel like Jacobs is trying to be a leader too. Like, he's trying to put this team on his back too. He had him mic'd up. I don't know if it didn't go around because basically he freaked out when Trayvon Moehrig missed the interception. He freaked out and said that was the play of the game. That's why it didn't go viral. Nobody wants to talk about that. So, but
against Washington.
Jacobs, against Washington, yeah. And you could just watching that mic'd up and just the way he was playing, you could tell that he feels like he wants to make the playoffs. So he was trying to put this team on his back and himself too. And
it's funny that you say that, because when I'm watching that, right, and you see a player start playing differently than he's played before, or just like not playing within like the scheme. Last year, the two biggest problems players that did that was obviously Jonathan Abram. Just like last year, remember, he's supposed to be covering someone and he's like 30 yards somewhere else. Like, he was just freelancing out there because he was trying to make a big play. because the season was going so bad, like it was just crumbling before everyone's eyes, and you start seeing these guys try to play hero ball.
Yeah.
And maybe that's what Josh Jacobs is doing too. Like you're saying, he's trying to make every play a 20-yard run.
Mhm.
Like he's trying to put the team on his back, but we're losing sight of fundamentals and like how you actually play football.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it's exactly how he's playing. I mean, just watching that mic'd up and then watching the film, you can tell that he's trying his hardest to make the playoffs. You know what I mean? Like he wants to make the playoffs. That's his goal. You know what I mean? So he's out there trying to put everything on the line. You know what I mean? Like I'm sure those fumbles would kill him, man. But he's just trying too much. He's trying too hard, and he's got that the ball up in the air and handing like it's a loaf of bread, like the rest of the team is, I guess, because they're literally punching everything. I think the Zay Jones one was the most blatant one, where he literally it was like pow, and the ball came out, now bringing up like high school football. I just thought about my coach, like that's the weight room. I just heard him like that.
Yeah.
That's the weight room right there.
That's the weight room. There you go.
Yeah,
I mean, we gotta laugh. Otherwise, we'd cry. And honestly, we are Raiders fans first and foremost, but then we also do all this stuff, like outside of our personal lives and our professional lives to bring, this channel here, all this content, all these breakdowns. So it's really sucky to go through and see like bad football. And I'm like breaking down, Trevor Moan's slipping, pass interference, offsides, missed tackle, just like how many times, so it sucks to be at that point at this point in the season when there's 4 games left to play, and it's kind of like, what are we watching these games for? We're not like, who cares about the scheme at this point? Who cares about the technique? And but hopefully we can just keep on going strong, and maybe we do see some players play some good football in the last four weeks, trying to stick around here and remain Las Vegas Raiders. So we'll see about that. Anything else that you want to give us before we leave?
Yeah, so talk about the offensive line play a little bit. I mean, they just got manhandled.
That was the most damning breakout. Like, if you're just tuning in now, I'm seeing our numbers come up. Okay, fast forward maybe about 20 minutes and watch Marcus's breakdown. That's the most depressing thing I've ever seen when it comes to like the Raiders. Like, it's that, and then remember that commercial from like back in the day where they were like showing all the animals that need to be rescued or whatever, right? And they had like that sad song on in the background. Like, that's the level of what I was just watching right there. Like, these guys, I mean, like you're saying, Derek Carr is under duress the entire game. I'm shocked there weren't more sacks.
Yeah, me too. I was pretty impressed with how he handled it a little bit. Actually, I was a little impressed with how he dealt with it. Like he really dealt with it pretty well, which I thought was like pretty interesting. He gets like a lot of crap for the pressure, but he really did. He dealt with it pretty well. I thought he avoided a lot of sacks. It literally could. I'm dead serious. It literally could have been like the Eagles Giants game where like I think where Don McNabb got sacked 11 times. It literally could have been that like that, and so he avoided a lot of it, but it was hard to watch, bro. It was hard to just watch this Leatherwood, and especially Colton Miller. I mean, Colton Miller got his butt kicked. It literally looked like the Seattle game. He can't blame his knee on this one. He can't blame his knee on this one. Obviously, Frank Clark knows something about the way he sets and everything. He has some kind of tells. So
because Frank Clark has not been looking like that all year.
No, he hasn't.
Right, like that's got to be his best game of the year
by far. I mean, Chris Jones has, because Chris Jones basically
of course.
He did that to Zach Martin. He was doing it to Zach Martin. So
Chris Jones, he's been a beast all year. Chris Jones has been a beast, but Frank Clark was struggling at the beginning of the year, but obviously he's playing some better football right now. That was some beastie stuff that we were watching, and then Okafor too. My goodness,
Okafor is like, let me get some.
Yeah,
coach, come on, let me get some, man.
Let me ask you a question before we get out of here. So a lot of people are talking about remember how Colton Miller had a bad rookie year when trying to say that, Alex Leatherwood, he's going to be okay. I do think that Alex Leatherwood is going to be okay, especially if he stays at guard. Okay. Obviously he isn't playing great right now, but he is a rookie. but can we really compare Leatherwood and Colton Miller and their rookie seasons, their struggles from their rookie year? Is that a fair comparison?
Well, yes and no. I know a lot of people like to say Colton Miller was hurt, which is fine, right? He was hurt, but he did play, right? I mean, he played through it, and he played, and he put that on tape. It is what it is, right? It wasn't very good, and I think he still has the same issues he did then as he does now. So I don't know how much coaching he got from actually Tom Cable, because a lot of these linemen, they go work out with actual lineman coaches off season. So that's why, like, Leatherwood works with Duke Mayweather. Right? Mayweather. He's going to go work with Duke. So I expect him to get better. I mean, because Leatherwood, he still has some of his hand technique issues, but I'm sure, Mayweather is going to be Manyweather. I keep saying his name. Manyweather is going to be super hard on him about his technique. So I expect him to go work out, and I hope John Simpson goes with him. I hope those guys go and they work on the technique. There's going to be a new coach that comes in, and he's going to be probably a more attention to detail offensive lineman coach, because I mean these guys have been running inside zone wrong all year. I don't know what that's about. Maybe like Rodney Hudson and those guys were just like, we don't care what you're saying. We're going to run inside zone how we always run inside zone our whole lives. And then you got these young guys in there, like Simpson and James, who are just following the coaching, and maybe Hudson and them, because they're not doing anything. Hudson and Jackson and Incognito, they didn't do any of these inside zone stuff, like going all the way over before you go up, and a lot of the things they're doing this year. They just ran inside zone like they usually do. So it's not something that we see as normal. So it makes me wonder if, like, Hudson and them were like, whatever, we're not listening to you. We're just going to run inside zone like we always ran inside zone, because that's how you run inside zone, or this is how you run split zone, and, you got Andre James and them doing the wrong thing. And, and it's kind of, that's why some of the holes aren't as good either, because they aren't running the schemes correctly. I mean, I've never seen it run like this before. I've never ever seen it. It made me want to go back to Seattle. I wanted to ask Maddie, like, is this like something Seattle used to do? They used to do these heavy oversets with the inside zones. I don't know, So I mean, even Andre James, like, I don't know. Like, I feel like a lot of this is just Tom Cable. So I don't know how bad this offensive line really is. Is it Tom Cable, or is it these guys? They're just not being taught techniques, because I don't understand how you can go a whole season putting your hands outside.
Yeah,
like nobody's like coaching you up on, like, nobody's like, it's not drilled. Like, I'm going on a rant here, but I'm watching the Colts Hard Knocks right now, and it's just the way that they're coached. Like, everything's so attention to detail. Like, everything Frank Reich talks about, their schemes. Like, they're talking about Josh Allen. Like, you cannot let him break the well. That which means he can't break the pocket. If he breaks the well, we're in trouble. If you keep him in the well and make him play quarterback, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's attention to detail. Everything is important, and they go out there and they play well. They're not even really a really talented team, and they might make the playoffs because they're coached well.
They're coached, incredibly well. Yeah.
Incredibly well. And I think that's what the Raiders need. The Raiders need that. They need coaches like that can coach somebody, maybe coach some of these young players up. I mean, maybe this offensive line isn't as bad as we think, and it's the coach. So I don't know. So
yeah. All right.
Brandon Parker. Get rid of Brandon Parker. He's got it.
Yeah. Brandon Parker, that was pretty bad.
Yeah.
All right. So that's it, Raider Nation. We appreciate everyone for tuning in. Special shout out to Mo Dizzle donating money to us in the chat. We appreciate you, Mo Dizzle, and everyone who tuned in to the Take Down Live Raiders Film channel. Make sure you hit up the gear shop. I'm going to make sure I put the link in the description this time. The gear shop for our Blackout collection. We got some cool things in there. Make sure you get those. Also, make sure you go to Manscaped. You enter the promo code TDL. You get 20% off plus free shipping in this holiday season. There's a lot of supply chain issues going on in the world. Get some 20% off, and you get that gift for someone special in your life. So make sure you hit Manscaped. Not only does it will it help you out, but it helps support the channel, and we appreciate that. All right, Raider Nation, that's it. That's it for me. We out, guys.
Peace.